My name is Christopher Lugo. I'm the Director of Workforce Development and Governmental Affairs for the Eastern Shore Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Ecotech, for letting us record our podcast here at their Spanish Fort location. Ecotech is your single source for industrial solutions. They provide industrial solutions globally. And the company employs a team of technical solution engineers for most manufacturing processes. Please visit them at ecotechamerica.com. The QR code is on the screen and the link is in the description. Thank you so much to Ecotech for hosting Out of the Office Talks with the Eastern Shore Chamber, and we're excited about your future here on the Eastern Shore.
I want to shout out firewatchbusiness.net really quick for hosting this podcast for us. They do an amazing job. So go follow them, click them, like them, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things. So I have with me today Gail Yongue with Mosquito Joe, and today we're going to talk about the Eastern Shore Bridge Program, which is part of our Eastern Shore Chamber Foundation. So this project happened, I was looking at ways to get involved with the school system and how to get this next generation of students to work. And so I applied for a grant through Innovate Alabama, and we got $250,000 to start this internship program. So what's going to happen is we take high school seniors from the Eastern Shore, so that's Spanish Fort, Daphne, and Fairhope high schools, and we integrate them into our chamber members' businesses to give them hands-on experience that they can take on for the rest of their lives. So we're going to pay them $15 an hour, and they get this awesome hands-on experience. And so we have with us one of our program members, Mosquito Joe. So how about you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself, your role, and Mosquito Joe.
Okay. Gail Yongue. I'm the owner operator of Mosquito Joe of Gulf Coast, Alabama. We've been in business for over 10 years. It is a local franchise. I follow my husband's career around a lot, so I've done a lot of different things, but wanted to always own a business, and so we picked Mosquito Joe, and it's been fun.
Awesome. And so why did you decide to participate in this program?
I'm very passionate about young people exploring their options. You don't have to go to college to earn a decent living, and it's not for everybody. It actually took me a while to get there, to that conclusion. As a person, I grew up with a father that has 2 PhDs, and so I call myself a degree snob. But I've realized through owning the business that there are a lot of ways to have a career and have a lifestyle that you want without going to college. And I think that around here there's been a gap of knowing what all is out there, and I have always been passionate about getting the young ones more educated in what all they can do. Awesome. Pest control especially is often overlooked. There's a lot of tech in pest control. There's a lot of opportunities that you can do, and so I've been passionate about kind of spreading the word about that as a career option.
Awesome. And so how important is workforce development to your business, and how is this program going to support that?
So workforce development is really important. We encourage all of our staff to get their pest control license. In the pest control industry in Alabama, you don't need a license to be an applicator or to work in the industry. You work under a single person's license. Mm-hmm. So in our case, they work under me. But we always encourage our staff to get their license, because one day they might want to go out on their own, or they might want to get into a different part of the industry, like work as a salesperson for one of the manufacturers, and so that would help them further their education.
Gotcha. And so what kind of experience or skills are you hoping to develop in this intern?
So I'm kind of open-minded about the intern. I did some stuff with the local Faulkner State, where they go in. It's not Faulkner anymore. What is it? Coastal Community.
Coastal Community College.
So I've gone into high schools. They do like an interview day. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the questions that I would get asked during their interview is, I want to do this as a business, but I don't know how. Yeah. How do I start a business? And so I was hopeful that I would get an intern that's kind of their career path. They want to be an entrepreneur. They just don't know how. Mm-hmm. And so it'll give them the tools of different things of actually what it's like to own a business, what are some things, the hard the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what I hope to bring to them.
Yeah, and that's one good thing that you mentioned is that they don't really teach that business aspect in school. Like, hey, you want to open a business, here's how to do it. They say, here's how to go to college, and that's how you do it. But how to open a business, they don't. So I'm happy that you're going to be able to teach them those skills.
Right.
So how does participating in the Bridge program align with your mission and your values?
It aligns really well because I'm a lifelong learner, and I think that this plays well into that. I very much want people to be able to always be curious and want to grow, and what can I do better? How can I be better? And so I think that aligns with this, is that you can be very successful in life as long as you remain curious.
Gotcha. And so what do you hope to gain from this program?
You asked that before, and I didn't really know how I was going to answer this question. I get a lot of satisfaction out of watching people grow and prosper. And so it's really that is just giving back to the community, giving back to an individual person to hopefully that they'll pass that on one day. Somebody helped them, and so I hope that down the road they'll help somebody else.
Awesome. Do you think this program is kind of something that once they get in the internship, you're like, wait a minute, I like this kid, and the kid likes what they're doing with the internship, that you may hire them for a full-time role? Like, could that happen?
Sure, it could definitely happen. It just depends if it's a right fit, and that's what they're looking for. I found through interviewing, that interview process with the high schools, that a lot of times they know the thing they want to do, whether it be a hairstylist or, you know, I interviewed a kid that wanted to own his own charter boat. It was more, I don't know how to do the thing. Gotcha. So I don't expect that to happen, but it would be a happy, a lucky, good outcome if it did happen.
Awesome. And so what would you say to other small businesses or chamber members who are kind of on the fence of participating in this program?
I would say that there's not much you can lose from it. You know, yes, it's going to take time for you to invest in that person, but you may invest in that person, they might not stay with you, but that investment is going to come back to you at some point. It might not just be the direct way that you think of it, and so I don't think of it as it's a waste of time or anything. I think that anytime you can give back, especially to the youth, it will pay back in dividends.